What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be going over YK11. We're going to be going over the benefits, the side effects, and what it exactly does. But like I always say, this is not a drug channel. If this was a drug channel, my name would be Boston Lloyd, and I'd be telling you to inject 3 cc on the daily. So we are headed off to the grocery store today, and we're gonna do a full week grocery haul for under $100. So I hope you enjoy that vlog, and if you just care about YK11 and its benefits, make sure you skip to this time. I'll see you in the grocery store. One of those people that like go through every flyer through the week and try to get like the cheapest possible thing, because honestly, like, my time put towards my 3 businesses is gonna make a lot more money than spending 7 hours going from grocery store to grocery store trying to figure out what to get. But this is gonna be like a full cutting week diet. I'm gonna show you guys everything. I'm gonna show you guys some tips and tricks on like what to pick out. And all in all, guys, dieting is not that expensive. It's usually like the condiments, the spices that add up. So we're gonna try to like finesse the system here and see what we can do. So we need avocados. Do not get tricked into these bags. Look at this, you have 3 avocados for $4. That comes out to $1.33 per avocado. When if you look right over there, you can get avocados for 68 cents each. It's little things like that will add up. And not to mention, the avocados that come in the bags are always shit. It's better to pick your own, and then you can get some soft ones, some hard ones, so then you're good for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you don't have to come back to the grocery store. So if you come back to the grocery store, it means you're spending more money, and that's the opposite of what we're trying to do here. So let's go pick some bomb avocados, and I'll show you guys a tip on how to know what's the best avocado. Like stems right here, they actually pop off, and you can see what the avocado looks like inside before you buy it, so you know if it's like going too far. But honestly, all these, like the ones that are like dull are horrible, and the ones that are like new are like ridiculously fresh. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick 3 avocados for the end of the week. Obviously, I'm not even gonna I can't even use these for 3 to 4 days. So we are gonna save these for the end of the week and let them get to the perfect ripeness. We're just gonna have some guacamole. I mean, do I wanna spend almost $5 on this thing of guacamole? Absolutely not. The expiry date on this guacamole is 3 weeks from now. So anytime I run into this issue with avocados, I'm gonna be able to use this. Sometimes you have to improvise in these situations. Usually the avocados are hit or miss, especially being in Florida. I mean, they're either amazing or they're horrible. So I like to have 1 fish meal a day, 1 beef meal a day, and 2 chicken meals a day. So we have 1 4-pound bag of fish. We have 2 packs of chicken. Now guys, chicken here is weighed by the pound, but a lot of places, it's just gonna be a set price for this. So like, for example, this will be like in a bin here, and it's gonna say $20 for the entire pack. You need to go through each pack and see what pack weighs the most, because some packs are like 1.1, 1.2, 1.8 kilograms, all for $20. So take your time, go through the chicken and make sure it's perfect. And then I like to have 1 meal of ground beef. I just got 97.4. I mean, we're on a diet, so we're keeping things super lean. I'm actually gonna need 2 of those beefs to get me through the week, but we have 1 more at home, so I'm just gonna keep that. Next thing that we need is some turkey bacon. Turkey bacon is fucking amazing, guys, but don't get played into this bullshit right here. Look at this. You have turkey bacon, lower sodium. It says 50% less fat. Then you have the original turkey bacon. You turn the original turkey bacon around, look at how many grams of fat. It says 2.5. You turn the one that says 50% less fat around, what does it say? 2.5. Don't play into this fucking games in the grocery store. Actually check the labels, because a lot of the times they're just playing tricks on you so you spend more money. And not to mention, anytime it says 50% less fat, it usually tastes like shit. So look at the label, do your due diligence, and get the better tasting thing. It's the same calories. But we've been to probably 4 different Walmarts in the span of the last 2 months of staying here, and not one Walmart carries egg whites. They're always out. You can even see like up here, they're completely out. I'm not really sure like what's going on. If there's like a shortage, this never has happened in Canada once. They always have eggs, but egg whites are non-existent. So we're actually probably gonna have to go to another Walmart or a Target or even like a fucking Walgreens and overpay for egg whites, because like it has been a task. One of the hardest things on this trip so far, living in Florida, has been finding egg whites. And to be honest, like I can just buy tons of eggs and separate the yolk, but it's never that accurate. It's really hard to get an exact gram, and just makes everyone's life hard. So we're gonna get 2 cartons of 18 eggs just in case we have to separate them, and then we may have to incorporate more whole eggs instead of egg whites into the diet this week if we can't find more egg whites at a different Walmart. So like I said, we almost have everything we need so far, and we've only been on the outskirt aisles. So I'm telling you guys, stay on the outskirts. It'll keep you leaner, it'll save you money, and it'll save you a lot of time. So the only time we actually need to go in an aisle for anything on a cutting diet is for some rice. Personally, I'm more of a fan of rice than potatoes. It takes half the time to cook. You can eat it dry, where I find like potatoes, you need to have some type of like butter or some type of something on it. So we're just gonna get regular jasmine rice, and then this completely depends on financials. You can get a smaller bag or you can get a bigger bag. Personally, because I just eat a lot of food, even in a cutting phase, I still have 3 rice meals a day. We're gonna get the big bag of jasmine rice. Obviously, when you go bigger, you're gonna get a better cost per serving. So that's kind of everything that we're gonna get here. Super simple. The entire week of food is probably gonna equal less than $100. So if you're telling me that you can't diet or you can't eat healthy, just remember that I'm 225 pounds, eating 6 meals a day, eating 6 to 8 ounces of meat a meal, and I still eat for less than $100 a week. So you have no excuse. Let's get this done and see how much. $24, and then if you calculate the egg whites that we're about to go get, the egg whites are $5, so that's gonna be an extra $15. So we have all the food that we need for an entire week of dieting for $100. Now, obviously, like there's things like ketchup, there's things like a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff that you're still gonna need. But again, like these things that, like a bottle of ketchup will last you an entire month. A bottle of hot sauce will last you an entire month. And right now I've just been taking a greens supplement, so I haven't even been including vegetables in that. And the greens supplement is like $49 and lasts me 3 months. So you can diet for less than $100 a week. You can still get those gains. So even if you don't think you can afford to eat like a bodybuilder, you just have to be smart, and you have to sacrifice some spices. You have to sacrifice some taste just to get those gains in. So I'm gonna go load this into the car, and I'll see you guys at home. I just want to put a disclaimer out there. Remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm literally just a high school graduate that's living his best damn life in Miami, and you're watching this for purely entertainment purposes. So let's get into it. YK11, what is it? Is it a fat burner? Is it a steroid? Is it a SARM? It is a SARM, ladies and gentlemen, but more broken down than a SARM. It's actually a myostatin inhibitor. Now you see these super lanky guys that can't put muscle on if their life depended on it. That is because someone like that has more myostatin in their system than someone like me. Myostatin equals how big you can get. So it's safe to say, other than being genetic freaks, that a lot of pro bodybuilders don't have that much myostatin because they can get so big so fast. So that is basically the classification of YK11. Now, personally, I do not like YK11 purely based off it has not been tested on humans. The only testing you could say that YK11 has undergone is you guys taking it, posting on forums, and now we have this massive spectrum of some people having high liver enzymes, some people having estrogenic side effects, some people having androgenic side effects, and no one really knows what the true side effects to YK11 is, because like any steroid, it's gonna give you a different outcome from person to person to person. So this is kind of just a general idea of what I personally have seen and how I would use YK11 if I chose to use it. So YK11, technically speaking, is still legal to buy. www.themarkplummer.com. It is some massive loophole where you're technically buying it for research purposes. It's a research chemical. There's actually lots that go into being able to sell SARMs, to actually have like a license to sell research chemicals, but it is possible and it is legal to sell. YK11 itself, from what I've seen, almost has no estrogenic side effects, which basically means you're not going to blow up with water retention, you're not going to feel super lethargic, you're not going to have any dick issues, you're not going to have any sexual performance issues, and overall, you're going to feel pretty damn good. But with that said, it has androgenic side effects. Androgenic side effects is what gets you fucking riled up, boys. It is what really pushes you in the gym. It's what really pushes you just overall and kind of raises your aggression. So for working out, that's fucking great. But androgenic side effects do cause acne and hair loss. Those are probably the top two. Now, I'm not saying that if you take YK11, you're going to lose all your hair or you're going to break out like a motherfucker, but I am saying the possibility is higher with taking YK11 for those things to happen than if you use something else that was more researched, like Rad 140 or Ostrine. Obviously, YK11 has anabolic side effects as well, which means it's going to increase your dense muscle tissue, which means it's going to increase your muscle mass in forming harder, more defined muscle. In my personal opinion, I don't feel like YK11 is going to put on as much size as something like Rad or LGD, but you may see the difference if you're stacking the two, because like we said at the beginning, it's a myostatin inhibitor. So with less myostatin, you're obviously going to be able to get bigger. YK11 is a hit or miss type drug. It is very expensive to manufacture, and it is very hard to find real YK11. Now, every single person that has taken the YK11 I sell, and there's a few sites that I've seen, it has been reliable. But with that said, you never know 100%, and you really have to go case to case to case and really analyze your results and see if it's even worth it. In my opinion, it's not worth it, but if you are looking for like some holy grail to try to put on any type of more size, this would be something that you would use with that. But this is mostly used for stacking with other SARMs or with other anabolics to allow more growth from those anabolic. Now, YK11 has shown from almost every study and every client that I've had that taken it that there is no increased liver enzymes. It does not increase their liver enzymes. So you could argue that YK11 is very similar to something like Anavar because it's not liver toxic and it's gonna build harder and leaner muscle tissue. So in essence, could you drink on YK11? Absolutely, but I mean, we'll do this in another video. Anytime you consume alcohol, that takes over your entire body. Your body stops all digestion and it has to process that alcohol first before it gets back into regulating the metabolism. So I mean, drinking is never going to be good when you only have a 12-week cycle to try to get the maximum results possible. But you could argue that if you did have a few drinks with YK11, you're not going to die and your liver's not going to explode. Does YK11 suppress you or shut down your testosterone? Obviously, that depends on the dose. I'm not even really going to get into the dosing because you guys are going to do whatever you want to do anyways. But I mean, if you are a girl, I would never take YK11 because androgenic side effects turn women into men. So I would really only take this if you were a guy. And if you were a guy, I would tops it at 10 milligrams. But I mean, I know some of you guys are going to do 20, 30, 40. That's why I'm not going to get into the dosages. Just do whatever you actually want it to do. But remember, the higher the dosage, the more suppression you're going to get. So if you are going to take 10 milligrams of YK11, I highly doubt that you would need a PCT after that. Your testosterone levels are going to come pretty back to normal because you weren't really suppressing it that much in the first place. If you're going to take 20, 30, or 40 milligrams, obviously you're suppressing your testosterone a fuck ton. So you're going to need to take a PCT to get that back in place. Last thing about YK11, and another reason why I haven't really been so keen to take it, but there's been a ton of horror stories off of torn and dehydrated muscles from YK11. Now, I'm not sure the overall science behind that. I'm going to guess it has a very similar molecular structure to Winstrol, as it's kind of drying out your body to give you like harder and more dense gains. But I've seen torn biceps, torn chests, torn hamstrings, and then they break down their cycle and YK11 was in that cycle than I've seen from any other SARM or steroid combined. And I mean, if you're taking Clen, Winstrol, and Mast, you're fucking drying your body out. And I haven't seen people tear more muscles taking that than they have on YK11. So if you are trying to train harder in the gym, and especially YK11, because it has androgenic side effects, will make you train harder in the gym, you do not want to be tearing your muscles down. It's just a no bueno and not good. I would much rather see you guys either just go the anabolic route, which has been much more studied and you'll have much more results with, or take some other SARMs like LGD, RAD, Austrian, that has actually been studied in a clinical trial with humans and got pulled before it made it to like a TRT dose for males. I mean, that's going to be your best case scenario. I don't think YK11 would ever be in the mix unless, again, you're just so much of a hard gainer that you can't put on any type of size. So you feel that taking this to drop your myostatin mixed with a testosterone cycle could gain you 30 pounds instead of 20 pounds, and you're going to feel much better about yourself. You're going to be more confident, and you won't go into like a suicidal depression. That would be the only fucking case that you'd need to take YK11. So that's kind of it about YK11. I'm not going to break this down too crazy because I've never taken it myself. I'm only going off of what clients and other people have told me. And from what I've read, I don't really want to take it. Anabolics or SARMs are going to increase your cell volume anyways. And if you have a certain amount of myostatin in your body, I don't think that we're at the scientific level yet to be able to like reverse that into like making these genetic superhumans. I do not think that that's safe at all. So again, I don't think that SARMs are actually safe at all because there's not enough studies or research done on them. But I do argue that it is a good stepping stone before completely shutting down your testosterone levels for the rest of your life. So I hope you guys make the right decision. So thank you guys so much for watching another video. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next video.